Hey, you're probably here today because you want more information on the Knox County, Tennessee school zone transfer process. Maybe you have a child that's just started school and you're already thinking ahead of, hey, I like this school, I want them to be at this school. Or perhaps you have a need right now, like, hey, we had a situation happen at our school, maybe it hasn't been resolved, and maybe you want to be in a different school where maybe your child needs to get away from a certain situation, or you just like, they may have a better program because the schools inside Knox County, Tennessee, sometimes they may offer a specific curriculum or program at this school that they don't offer at this school. So there are many, many reasons why you may be watching this video today, but I'm here to tell you I've been through the transfer process with my own children 5 times. And next year I'll be doing it one more time. And then I'll probably doing it a couple more times after that. So I have 4 children, 3 of which are all at schools that are not zoned for our address. And that's something you need to understand is in Knox County, Tennessee, wherever your address is going to determine where your kids go to school, from elementary school to middle school and to high school. So it is all about the school that you are zoned for, and that is highly dependent on your address. Later on in this video, I'm going to share with you a link you can go to, a resource that will take you to a school zone search. So you pop an address in there and it'll tell you all the schools that your home is currently zoned for. Notice I said currently. School zones can change. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen. I know Knox County is in the process of building a brand new school right now, and that will have an effect on school zones at that point. Not for everyone, but maybe some other schools in that area. So the first thing we need to do, I'm going to direct you to my screen here on my computer, is go to knoxschools.org. This is where you're going to start your process of the search. So if you go to knoxschools.org, you go here and go to quick links, go all the way to the bottom where it says transfers. Pretty obvious right here. It says request a transfer. It's in bold print. And what I love about this website, they've done a really good job about making it super clear on what to do, what to expect, what the process is. And they actually go through it very, very in detail right here. Just on the left-hand side of the screen, it just goes an overview of the transfer process. You put in your application. It even has the window of times in which you are to make this application. Though those times are from October to February, and then from April to June. So October to February is the first or the initial transfer window, and that's the one you want to get into. However, maybe you didn't think about this or didn't have a need for this until after that. That's okay. April to June is your next window of time to make your transfer request. And just to know this too, randomization. The end of the transfer window, applications are electronically assigned a random number, okay? Then you go to prioritization. There is a priority of how they choose which kids are going to get the transfers before the other ones do. And they list that very, very clearly. We'll talk about that in just a minute. And then number 4, based on capacity, and the applications are either approved or they're waitlisted. So if it's approved, you get notified via a letter. The letter looks like this. This is the actual one that we received. I've blocked out some personal information here, but this is one of the letters for my son who I was getting from a zoned high school to a different zoned high school, which he was accepted. So my daughter is my oldest. She's been accepted as we speak. She's going to be going to her senior year. My son is going to his sophomore year. He also got zoned go to a school out of his zone. I've got one in a middle school right now who is out of zone as well. And then my last elementary school kid is in zone, but next year, that's when we're going to start the application transfer process again for him. So let's go back to the screen here. All right. The application process. Let's go in here. There's your priority windows. The best time to apply is the first window. If you're able to do it, if you know you want to do it, now's the best time to do it. It's got your final window right here, general information. This talks about rules, okay, and kind of how they go about doing it. So just know that if your kid is involved in athletics, if they go to an out-of-zone school, their eligibility could be shortened, or they could sit on the sideline or not be able to participate in the school sports for a year. So that is all outlined right here. If you have any questions about that, just call Knox County Schools directly, because you want to make sure you understand that very, very clearly. And they're doing that for obvious reasons. They're trying to get people, trying to curb recruiting is what they're trying to do. Okay. Placement priority. This is pretty cool. This is pretty interesting. It's something that people want to know the most. Here is from 1 down to 8, how they choose who's going to get priority as far as getting their transfer request. Children of teachers requesting a transfer to the school where they teach in accordance with the Tennessee Code annotated. So if you're a teacher and you want your kids to go to the school where you teach, highly likely that's going to happen, because you get #1 priority. That's just the benefit of being a teacher in the school system. Children of contract employees. So if you have a contract with the Knox County school system as an employee, you get second choice, right? #3, students applying for entry into a magnet school or continuing in a magnet school feeder pattern. So these are specialized curriculum. It's a specialized school. And if you're a part of that program, you get priority treatment into those schools as well. Students continuing in the Project Grad program. I don't know what that is yet. I'm about to figure that out, probably because my daughter's going to be a senior. That gets you the next priority. #5, students pursuing a full academic course of study not available at their base school. That's what I talked about a minute ago. If there's a special arts program or a theater program or engineering or whatever it may be at one school that's not available at another, you can apply to get there, and that takes a higher priority than a lot of other things that are on this list. Okay, students who have a sibling currently enrolled at the requested school and will continue attending during the requested transfer year. We've been using this a lot. I've got 4 kids. So my daughter she's the oldest, so she kind of set the train in motion. And then we got to get my next sibling, her next sibling up, because she was already at the school. He got the transfer. So once he's in, he's good until the end of the termination of that school year. So once he got into freshman year, he's good all the way through his senior year. We don't have to do a transfer for him every single year. So say you want to get a kid into middle school for their 6th grade year. If you've been approved and you get them in the 6th grade year, they're good all the way through 8th grade at that school. You don't have to keep submitting that transfer, okay? And then again, once you have a sibling that's already there, it makes it easier to get their sibling and get your other kid in there, okay? The next one, students who do not meet any of the above criteria. You just want to go to a different school. You want your kids to go to a different school. That's where you fall in right there. Okay, I want to be at a different school. No other good reason. #8, out of district students. So this is the very, very last priority. If you're not in the district, you don't live in the Knox County School District, then you're very last on the list as far as getting a shot to get in. So there you go. Let's go to the appeals process. So here's the thing. My experience is one of the times that we submitted for a transfer, we were sent a letter and it was, hey, you've been declined. We did not approve the transfer. Sorry, but you can appeal. And that's what we did. So you can appeal in the following order. Supervisor of enrollment, you can appeal to the appeals committee, director of schools, and then the Knox County Board of Education. We didn't have to go that high. We just did one appeal, and there's an appeals letter that you can do just stating why you appeal that decision and why you really want your kid to go to the school for these reasons. And we had to do that appeal twice for one of our kids, and finally he got granted the transfer. Granted, it was pretty soon, right before school was supposed to start, but he got it. So that's some advice I would give you right now. Do not give up. Just keep going. Just because they say no, no doesn't mean no. What they're trying to do, I believe, this is just my opinion, is eliminate some of the people who really aren't serious about it to get them out of the way, so they can really deal with the people who are going to keep appealing, who want that. And that makes sense, right? They want to give it to the people who really, really need it or have a great reason for it. So if they can thin the herd, eliminate the people who aren't that serious, that's what they'll do. But if you are serious, keep appealing. Do not stop. Okay. Now, don't recommend you do this because this is not one of the ways to get an appeal. my wife and I just showed up in person unannounced at the Knox County school system and had a conversation with someone there. So they probably wouldn't like for me to say that, but that's what we did. We did kind of put them on their heels, not intentionally, that was not it at all, but you know, it was a situation that we were dealing with that needed some one-on-one discussion, so that's what we did. Again, I'm not advocating that you do that. They probably didn't like that we did, but we did it anyway. So there you go. That's how you do it. Again, you'll get a letter in the mail. Right here is what it looks like. This is a blue one. I guess blue means that it's been granted. I don't know the color code or how that looks, but stick with it. If it's something you're wanting to do, that's what you just got to stick with it. Now, I want to show you, because I am in real estate, and so here's a great tool. Like if you want to be in a certain school zone, there's a great link I want to show you. So you pop in any address. So say you're looking at homes online or with your agent, and you say, hey, I want to know if this house is in the right school zone. You go to kgis.org and you go down to school zone search. And you can pop any address in here and it will tell you which school zone that it is zoned for. I'll pop in one right here. Whisper Trace Lane. And it tells you the elementary school is Rocky Hill Elementary, middle school is Bearden Middle School, and then you have West High School is the high school. It even shows them on a map on what that looks like. So it's very, very simple. You can do this on your phone. You can do this on a laptop, kgis.org, school zone search, and that is the government site, so it is accurate. I hope this was helpful. Reach out to me if you have any questions, you need any help. I am in real estate here in Knoxville, Tennessee, have been for 18 years. I know the school systems, I know how to work this thing. So if that's something that's important to you, and maybe you're not from the area, or maybe you are from the area, you just still need a little bit of guidance with that, we can incorporate that into your home buying process. And happy to help. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.